Straight ahead on CCX News, an expected fare hike for people who use mass transit. How much of an increase riders can expect. Plus, another Golden Valley connection to Minnesota's pro soccer team. This one involves a big business transaction. But first, accusations fly and emotions run high.
For me, this is deja vu. It's Groundhog's Day today.
I can truly say in my 11 years, this has been the worst council I have ever worked with.
As the city council agrees to let its fire chief go, leaving unanswered questions.
There's other things going behind the scenes that you do not know.
CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. The longest tenured department head with the city of Brooklyn Park will soon be leaving that job.
Monday night, the Brooklyn Park City Council approved a separation agreement for Fire Chief Ken Prillman.
And as Delane Cleveland reports, the deal approved by the council was struck between Prillman and City Manager Jay Strobel after Prillman threatened to sue the city over a hostile work environment.
This evening, I'm bringing before you a recommendation to approve an amicable separation agreement with our fire chief, Ken Prillman.
Monday night in the Brooklyn Park Council chambers,
I'm trying to grasp the absurdity of this moment.
A string of supporters came up to the podium.
During a very difficult time, Mr. Prillman remained the ultimate professional.
To address the city council over the impending resignation of Fire Chief Ken Prillman.
This is one sad day in the history of our city.
One day later,
it's been a bit of a roller coaster over the last few days.
Ken Prillman sat down with us to discuss the end of his 9-year tenure as fire chief.
It was very humbling. It was amazing that many people would show up and support what I've done for the community and what the fire department has done for this community.
The fact that he's moving on is the result of what he calls a hostile work environment.
It's unfortunate that there are those who believe that hostility or other perhaps negative management styles are an effective way to get the job done.
That hostility, he says, was brought upon by Councilmember Mark Maida, who as an on-call firefighter plays the unique role of being both Prillman's employee and his boss.
That dynamic has created challenges for me.
Last month, Prillman wrote a letter to the mayor and city manager to describe the unfair work environment created by that dynamic, in which he says Maida acted as a micromanager.
And made it clear that I had reached the limit of my willingness to continue to lead this organization underneath those circumstances. And I didn't want to, but I might be forced to take some other course of action.
Rather than hitting Brooklyn Park with a lawsuit, Prillman worked with the city manager on the separation agreement that the city council approved Monday night, leaving August 11th as Prillman's last day on the job.
It's not fair. I'm trying hard not to swear, but I really would love to right now.
We did hear from Councilmember Mark Maida today. He said the mayor and Councilmember Gates have close personal ties to the fire chief that kept them from being objective. Maida says he's not the bully in this case, but he has a fiduciary responsibility to taxpayers. He told CCX News that sometimes somebody might confuse someone of being mean when they really are trying to hold someone accountable. He indicated he would have more to say about it at a later date. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Park Mayor Jeff Lundy said the council will take steps to formally censure Maida in the coming weeks. Mike.
All right, Delane, thanks. And as the city and the fire department try to move forward, Mayor Jeff Lundy is bringing forward a new accusation.
After Friday's news hit, and where people read about this, Councilman Maida talked about bringing 4 votes together to bypass Todd Seitz, their assistant fire chief. He talked about I bring that up because it did not stop. The target moved to someone else.
It's uncertain if Seitz would consider becoming Brooklyn Park's fire chief, if the city would hire internally, or if the city would hire outside the department, as the city did with Prillman, who was hired from a fire department in Pennsylvania.
A Brooklyn Center man who prosecutors describe as a career criminal has been sentenced to prison for stealing money from laundry machine coin boxes. Prosecutors say Ernest Bao has spent a lifetime breaking into laundry rooms in apartment buildings, having been charged with more than a dozen burglaries since 1990. Taking that into account, a judge sentenced Bao to 10 years in prison for 2 recent burglaries. She says she hoped the long prison sentence would get Bao to finally change his ways.
It was a big day for the Minnesota United Soccer Club.
That's right. They now have an official stadium sponsor, which is based in the same city as the team and the construction company that's building that new facility. We get more on this Golden Valley connection from Eric Nelson.
It's an extraordinary partnership in our mind. Couldn't be happier. We will always look back at this and say this is one of those truly great events in what we hope is a long and storied history.
There was a corporate wedding in Golden Valley today, a union between the Minnesota United Soccer Club and Allianz Insurance.
I think it's going to be one of the best stadiums in the league, the most state-of-the-art. So we're very proud to put our name on that.
Getting the naming rights is a coup for Allianz, a company that also has its name on 8 soccer venues around the globe, including London, Munich, and Sydney.
We see the fan base aligning with our customer base. We're really excited about the growth of soccer in the United States, and we think this stadium will be a huge boost to soccer in Minnesota.
Allianz is now part of the Golden Valley soccer trifecta.
I think this whole venture has been a lot about local.
Allianz, Min-U, and Mortensen Construction, which is building the stadium, are all based in Golden Valley.
This is people that call Minnesota and the Twin Cities home.
They're committed to the community, so that was a big selling point for us.
Allianz Field will be the signature structure in the St. Paul Midway and will put the area on the national map.
So it fits into the community well, we think. It will be visible. It's obviously a very busy road, I-94, 160,000 cars a day go by.
Currently the site is a dusty construction zone, but soon Allianz Field will pop out of the soil and Minnesota will have an intimate place to watch MLS.
So the farthest seat up here, still only 125 feet down to where the players are.
Tomorrow is a milestone day for the future Allianz Field here in St. Paul. They will pour the first concrete for the venue. When it's all finished, it will seat close to 20,000 fans and have a cost of $200 million. I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Allianz Field is expected to open in 2019.
A committee that oversees Metro Transit is recommending a fare hike for buses and light rail. It would be the first hike since 2008. Fares for buses and light rail now cost $1.75 per ride or $2.25 during peak hours. Under the recommendation by the Metropolitan Council Transportation Committee, fares would go up 25 cents. The full Met Council will vote on the fare hike Wednesday, and approval is expected. One reason for the rate hike is a reduction in revenue from the motor vehicle sales tax, which helps fund mass transit. The likely rate hike would take effect on October 1st.
Meantime, North Hennepin Community College in Brooklyn Park is offering a deal this summer to save students some money and perhaps a little time. The college is offering 1 free credit if students register for 13 credits. The cost of a credit is roughly $185 when you include student fees. College President Barbara McDonald says the program will especially help many of North Hennepin's part-time students, since it often takes them longer to finish up their studies.
That gives a student an opportunity to finish off coursework for less money and make education a little bit more affordable so they can reach their achievement goal of completion and get out to the workforce or transfer on.
The free credit program is offered on a first-come, first-served basis for as long as funding lasts. Still ahead on CCX News, the 411 on sunglasses, what you need to look for.
Plus, the activities director at Osseo High School talks about the school's next inductees into the Osseo Athletic Hall of Fame.
But first, lingering storms Wednesday morning before clearing in the evening. We'll be right back. Summer is beach season in Minnesota. Time to enjoy the outdoors and the sunshine with some caution.
Most people know that the sun's rays can be bad for skin, but did you know they're just as bad for our eyes? In today's health check, what really matters when you're looking for your next pair of sunglasses. You'll find sunglasses in all shapes and sizes at Elm Creek Beach in Maple Grove.
I liked the shape of them, that they're a little bit lower on my face, so they protect a little bit more.
And there are many reasons people choose the sunglasses they do.
I lost all my other pairs, so that's why I could only get the cheap ones because I lose them so much.
You know, obviously I look for comfort and something that will stay on my face. Whether I'm, bending over, I don't want them to fall off.
They can be stylish, but experts say sunglasses' main job is to protect your eyes from radiation you can't even see.
My eyes hurt without any type of sunglasses, so I miss them when I don't have them, that's for sure. Makes it hard.
Lifeguards who spend a lot of time in the sun are aware of the need for good glasses.
Definitely UV ray protection, because those can actually be really harmful to your eyes, and your eyes can actually get sunburnt.
The Mayo Clinic says to protect your eyes, look for sunglasses that block 99 to 100% of both UVA and UVB rays. That's radiation from the sun in wavelengths too short to see. UV rays can contribute to cataracts and macular degeneration. The glasses should screen out 75 to 90% of visible light and have lenses that are perfectly matched in color and free of distortions. So what's the biggest mistake people make?
Sometimes they're just tinted, and that's where the mistake can be made.
Adrian Parks is an optician at West Metro Optical in Golden Valley.
This is just a tinted one here, but this does have anti-glare on the back, which makes it UV protected.
He says over time, natural protection in our eyes can wear down. The National Eye Institute says you should wear glasses to block UV rays anytime you're outside during daylight hours. And Parks says that means year-round.
Anytime you step outside, it's good to put them on. Especially during winter. We may not notice that it's still bright outside sometimes during the winter.
And you can't always tell safer glasses by the price. There are expensive glasses that are not UV ray protected and cheaper ones that are. So be sure to read the labels and look for that UV protection. But still ahead, we continue our swing through city festivals. Next up, City of Crystal.
But first, a spot in the state VFW baseball tournament is up for grabs for a local team. John Jacobson has the highlights coming up next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The State American Legion Baseball Tournament starts later this week. District tournaments in VFW baseball, one age group younger, are finishing up this week. After a win over Maple Grove earlier in the day Monday, the Totino Grace VFW team met Centennial in the 7th District Final. Centennial grabs an early lead. Jack Ewings drops a single into center field. Dalton McNamara comes in to score, and it's 1-0. Second inning, and Alex Phillips lines a single to left field. And this scores Jackson Waldvogel. A Centennial takes a 3-0 lead on Grace. PG pitcher Carter McLaughlin works out of further trouble, though, with this strikeout. Centennial leaves the bases loaded in the second. Grace then gets a run back in the top of the third inning. Muni Ige hits a fly ball to left field that is caught, but it's hit deep enough to score Nick Jezierski with a run, and it's a 3-1 game. Trailing 4-1 in the fourth. Stephen Hand gets Grace a run closer. He singles to right center field, scoring Ben Palmer, and it's 4-2. They pick up another run here on a fly ball by Evan Spivacek. It's another sacrifice fly. Davis Branham scores, and it's a 4-3 game. But Centennial gets another run in the 6th inning, despite the nice third to first double play turned by Grace here. They fall short. Centennial wins 5-3. They take the 7th District Tournament title. They'll play at the state tournament in Wilmer starting August 10th. Several local high schools recognize former athletes and coaches from their school's past with induction into their school's Hall of Fame. I talked with Osseo Activities Director Bill Kwan about the Orioles class of 2017.
This year we're inducting one coach and 8 players to our Osseo Athletic Hall of Fame. Second year in a row that we've done this. It started back with Adam Holm when he was here as the athletic director, and continued with Ray Kirch. It's just a nice tradition here at Osseo to celebrate the history that we have from our successful athletes and teams from prior years.
A lot has changed from your first inductee who's going in, or your oldest inductee, I should say, from the class of '53 up through, you have a couple in the 2000s. Was it important to get people from different eras into this, the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, reflecting back at who's already in the Hall of Fame, I think we definitely want to catch up and make sure we get everybody in the 50s and 60s that really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, and eventually we'll get more to the modern day era players from the 2000s, 2010s, but we definitely want to celebrate the history that we have here at Osseo. It's very important and very unique that we've been around for so long to make sure that we get in the people who really deserve to be in. We have part of our committee, some old-time coaches who still hang around Osseo Athletics, talking to them about the players that were superstars back in their day and dominated on the field and on the court. So they submit some people for it, and also online, people have nominated some other athletes from their era who they feel deserve to be in. So those are a few ways that we get people in the Hall of Fame.
September 8th, halftime?
September 8th, we're going to actually give the inductees a little tour of the high school, because it's changed a little bit since they've been here. We'll be inducting them during halftime of the football game on the 8th with a little celebration at the Osseo Legion after the game during the Osseo Lions Roar days here, so it's kind of nice and fun to tie that all in together.
Here's a list of the 2017 Osseo Hall of Fame inductees. Athletes Mike Ock, Heather Anderson, Bob Coughlin, Stuart Kramer, Catherine Crambier, Trent Clapp, Phil Mann, Alyssa Oakes, Ken Smith, and Coach Deanna Winkleman-Gribna. As Bill Kwan mentioned, they'll be recognized September 8th at the Orioles football game. A couple of golf notes now from top amateur players from the northwest suburbs. Monday at a qualifier at Wayzata Country Club, David Brown of Plymouth tied for third with a 3-over par round of 75 to advance to the U.S. Senior Amateur Tournament. Brown was one of 5 to qualify for the event. 4 were Minnesota golfers. The U.S. Senior Am is at Minneapolis Golf Club in Minneapolis, August 26th through the 31st. And defending champion Sarah Burnham of Maple Grove is in third place with a 36-hole total of 147 after round 2 of the Minnesota Golf Association's 75th Women's Amateur Championship. The final round is Wednesday at Northland Country Club in Duluth. Athena Yang of Edinburgh, USA, is currently tied for 5th. That is a look at sports. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, John, thanks a lot. Up next, a chance to win some prize money in Crystal.
How to put the odds in your favor when we come back. And finally, why this is a good week to have a button for Crystal Frolics, which starts on Thursday.
4th grader Maddie Ulmanson came up with this winning design. She won a $200 gift card from the Armstrong Cooper Youth Hockey Association. If you buy a $2 button, you can be entered in a weekly prize drawing. It's also needed to win the $500 prize if you should find the hidden crystal ball. Clue number 1 is published Wednesday and posted at the Crystal Community Center and Becker Park, among other places in Crystal. I'm told it looks like a 1970s dance ball about the size of a Christmas tree ornament.
Okay,
so
good to know.
Find it somewhere.
And buy that button.
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here on Wednesday.